Welcome to the Billionaire Lifestyle Podcast with your host, Emmitt Muckles. Please visit iTunes, Stitcher, or emmittmuckles.com to listen to all the episodes for free.
Hey everybody, how are you today? It is a glorious day in the neighborhood, and that is planet Earth. Welcome to the Billionaire Lifestyle Podcast. I know I'm a podcaster and I talk, and it's often a solo deal, and it's these concepts and thoughts, things that I've thought about and things that I think about and things that are on my consciousness, but I want to impart something that's very important that I've discovered as of recent. I am guilty of this, and it harkens back to the movie Fight Club. In the movie Fight Club, Jack and Tyler are on a bus. I believe that was the scene. And Tyler looks over at Jack and says, you know, in conversations, most people are just waiting for their turn to talk. I find this to be so true. I even find it to be oddly true with myself. Sometimes I am not actively listening. I've already formulated a rebuttal, or I already have a point of view that I want to put across, and it's right with the conversation. So lately I've kind of stepped back from that fray, and I've thought to myself, self, you need to shut up. You need to listen, really absorb what someone is trying to say to you. And then if you have something you can contribute, give it back. Or at least don't be rude about it. You know, at least give a, sure. Tell me more. The point is this. Let's try an exercise when you move forward in conversations. And it's simply this. When you're in a conversation, kind of silence yourself or put yourself on a 3-second delay. And what I mean by that is, instead of quickly responding to a breath of air that someone is taking, put yourself on pause. And then to actually interact with the conversation, instead of making a statement, simply ask a question. So for instance, someone's talking about, hey, I just got a new car. And instead of you going, yeah, I bought one too about 2 years ago and blah, 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 blah. Instead of that, ask a question. What made you decide to get a new car? Your other one was paid off and it ran well. Then stop. Ask a question, then stop. And do this until someone asks you a question and see if they're just waiting for their turn to talk. Because communication is dying. Well, what we knew as communication, it's taken a back seat. We no longer know how to dialogue with someone in a constructive and meaningful manner. I find myself doing this as well. As a matter of fact, probably about a year or so ago, after I got remarried to my lovely wife, I start practicing this very well because my wife is a very social conversationalist. And she's waiting for me to speak, and sometimes I literally don't have anything to say. I'm just absorbing what she's saying, or I really don't have a rebuttal. I'm just waiting for something else to come along for me to say, oh, I can add to the conversation with this. Now, it can seem kind of odd to the other person if you're kind of quiet. It'll make you seem like you're an introvert, or it'll make you seem like you're not interested. But your body cues can let someone else know that you are interested in the conversation, but you're being respectful and you're being conscious of the conversation. This is a real thing, because I find people just talk, and they don't really say anything. Like the James Brown song says, you're talking loud, but you're not saying anything. And I'm notorious. I will dismiss someone in a minute if I lose interest. I am just bad like that. I will tune you out. And and it's funny because my wife and my friends, they say, yeah, you do that. You're right there. And then once you're gone, you are gone. You lose the whole shebang bang. But the whole point of it is to be present in the moment. And I'm not saying being not just present of yourself, be present of the person that you are in a dialogue with, because it is a dialogue, unless you're sitting down in the audience listening to someone, but it is a dialogue. And put yourself on a 3-second pause, like 1, 2, 3, and then respond. Really get your thoughts together so that you can have meaningful interactions and meaningful conversations with someone. This brings to mind anytime I am sitting on the couch, I might be watching television, and then there's this beautiful 9-year-old little girl who lives in my house, who is my daughter. And she has taken it upon herself that it is her time to talk to me. I learned this from her by interacting. And how this came about is she will not let you get a word in. She has a bunch of stuff to thought vomit upon you. And you are there to say, really? Why? Okay. Then what? No. That's literally our conversation. Is I ask questions and she answers them. If I try to give an opinion, she looks at me sternly as if I have clearly lost my mind. But it taught me a lesson. Sometimes you need to just listen because someone just wants to communicate something to you. Hear that? Someone wants to communicate something to you. And if you're not listening, it only takes a half a second or a second for you to miss some of the most important things in the conversation. So the goal is to listen more and speak more efficiently in your life, because we don't speak like we text, and we don't text like we speak, or at least we shouldn't. But we're moving in that direction rapidly, and it's about human communication. We don't know what each other think inside our head, and it's up to us to verbalize and to communicate effectively so that we can perceive the conversation properly. Till next time, this has been the Billionaire Lifestyle. Please go to iTunes, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, Google Play, and now the Google app on Android. Wherever you can download, you can also go to the Facebook Billionaire Lifestyle or Emmitt's Billionaire Lifestyle, or you can just find Emmitt Muckles. Friend me up. Find me on Instagram at The Billionaire Lifestyle or Business Podcasting 101. Also, remember, we are a community, a global community. We are here to help each other. And one of the things I am going to extend, if you are a new podcaster, I am going to start having mastermind groups for new podcasters. And here's what I'm talking about. Those podcasters who have not launched, who are diligently researching but have not put their feet in the water, because now sometimes you just need to jump. And go to the page, friend me, send me an email, or go send an email to info@emmittmuckles.com. And I will put you on the list. So when I start, and I'm planning to start maybe this very soon. I can't say because I don't know when I'll release this. But we're going to have weekly sessions so that we can mentor people who are wanting to podcast, because podcasting is starting to hit that tipping point. And when it hits the tipping point, corporations take over. And podcasting is very much a grassroots, bootstrap, individual freedom of speech platform. And you need to be on it. We need to hear you. I've been podcasting since 2007, and I want more podcasters in the diaspora. I need you. I need to hear your voice, and the world needs you. Remember, there's 7.6 billion people on the planet and only 5,500 active podcasts. There's room for you. There's always room. There's always more than enough. Life is abundant. That's the law of attraction. You have to see it, but you also have to act upon it. Whatever it is in life, whatever vision you see, you have to see it in your mind, because that is the controlling God body that is moving you through this life. But because you are a human being, you have to do something, which is act upon or move towards that dream. Bring it into the real world. Till next time, love you all and peace. Quick correction on the podcasts that are active. That's 550,000 podcasts that are active. Whoops.